Boom! Here we
Bow.
are.
Bow.
Wow. What's going on, everyone? Mike, Joe, and our special guest today, Raz, here, buildassetsonline.com. Today we have an 831, 275 dollar and 1 cent high ticket drop shipping success story. And we're gonna talk about Raz's journey, one of our first students, and he's living the dream. He's living the dream. And even now, even lately in the new normal, I bet you're pretty thankful, Raz, that you started drop shipping rather than having your real job.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely wouldn't want to be caught up in a situation of like losing a job or having to look for another job in this climate or something like that. It's
Yeah, the
never
climate
good
is
to
certainly changing,
yeah. It's never good to depend
but
on another man.
yeah, thanks for coming on, man. And for those who aren't in the elite fleet, Raz is in there. He chimes in from time to time, drops some knowledge. But Raz is our good friend. Actually, we know him before the drop shipping, before the fame, and he was one of our first students, to be honest. So, I mean, Raz, why don't you kind of just tell them, your background, kind of what you were doing before, how you wound up doing this, and the whole thing.
Um, so really, I was kind of just having a few different office jobs, and I was working for a logistics company doing customs declarations for a while, and for the past like few years, ever since Mike and Joe started their business and started finding success, they've been telling me that it would be a good idea for me to look into it, and I guess I just didn't have the drive that it took to really just do it. And I like the maybe the safety of like the consistent paycheck and stuff. But really, creatively, I'm like an artistic kind of person at heart. So I found myself in a situation where I wanted to express myself creatively and artistically, but I was like having to split my time with a full-time job where it was like limiting my vision and my overall excitement for life. So I tried to do a store with my brother in 2016 when Mike was first telling me about this stuff, and it didn't really go anywhere. So I just fell back into like another, just like working my job, and then it was in 2018 where I kind of felt like I needed to just take the dive. Like there was never going to be a time where it was going to be perfect to do it, so I needed to just lock in, learn as much as I can from the resources that were available that Mike passed off, and kind of just try my hand at it. So I think actually the main thing that made me finally decide was that Mike had invited me to go on a trip to Japan, and it was like a thing where we wanted to do like a longer kind of trip, and my job wouldn't have let me take the as much vacation time as I needed. So I was like, all right, so I think it's time to finally just get out of the 9 to 5 game and put my skin in the game and see where it
Mm-hmm.
goes with the dropship stuff.
So you actually, contrary to what we advise and contrary to most people, you actually quit your job before you had anything up and running. You were just kind of fed up with it, and you knew that you weren't going to be able to fully commit, having to keep going back to your job, right?
Yeah, so I was in the phase where it was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna take this. So I think this was like in May where I decided, all right, I'll start a store in May of 2018, and then I started doing it, and I said to myself, in like either end of August or September, I'll quit my job. So I'll work through the whole summer on this store and try to make something of it, and then I could quit my job and go to Japan in September. But so I started doing it, and it felt like I was like really excited by the stuff I was doing with like trying to learn about drop shipping and getting suppliers for the store and stuff. But every time I had to like wake up in the morning and go to my job, and like on my lunch breaks I would try to call suppliers and stuff, and it felt like I wasn't doing as much as I could have been because of the job and all the stress that came with my day job, because it was like a really busy summer. I had a lot of accounts that I was dealing with at my job, and I just couldn't. I knew that if I just took the dive, I would have had a better chance at the store being a success rather than like half-assing it while doing my job. And then I could have been like for another year in the same kind of position, just like trying to get it off the ground instead of just, taking the risk and just seeing what would happen. So yeah, definitely took a big risk with that.
Yeah, I remember you actually. I was hanging out with you at the time, and you were just saying how you would come home and you would be so drained from just all the stuff you would go through at your job that it was making it that much more difficult to, after your job, all you want to do is just unwind. Exactly. Like your mental energy, your focus is really zapped. And that is kind of the conundrum for like people that, they maybe can't afford to take the risk. And so they have to go work this bad job. And then by the time they come home to do, this stuff, they don't have a lot of mental energy left. So
just want to crack open a beer, put on Sports Center.
Yeah. And just, that's it. Like you got no more brain power left. You got to just drink a beer and just look in front of the TV and just zone out.
Yeah.
Just veg out.
But I think there's ways. There's ways to get through that though, if you really want to. I mean, there's definitely ways to push past that.
For sure, it's an uphill battle though. I think versus just getting up in the morning and you're doing this. So, so you quit your job. When was that?
I quit my job I put my notice in June. I gave them like a month's notice because I was working in a small kind of department where I didn't want to leave them high and dry. So I gave them enough time to get somebody that I could train. And so I left in early July. So I left there in early July and just went full time with the store. And then by the last week of July, I had already made my first sale. So I was pretty happy with that.
Nice. And honestly, I think your stores, because I know you have two now, but the way that you do it is like a perfect example of doing the 80-20, because you don't have a store where you're getting all these sales that are like $300, $500, and all customer service that comes along with that, etc. Like your stores, all you do is just bam, like $5,000 sale, bam, $3,000 sale.
Yeah.
And so I think you run things the right way for anyone that wants to do it in like a lifestyle type format. Because obviously it pays the bills. You've been doing this for a couple of years, but also, I mean, how much work do you think you put in on your stores in a weekly basis?
It would be hard to really say hours because it's so spread out throughout the day. But I definitely think that it's not like a crazy amount of work. I work in a really instinctive way where it's I have definitely a lot of freedom with my time, even through all the work that I do. So definitely a lifestyle thing because that was one of my main things was I wanted to have freedom for inspiration. So if I caught a vibe to create something that was I wasn't locked into a certain thing. So I definitely think that I think I'm working more on the stores now than I did. Once they started gaining success, I kind of was all right, so this kind of works. So it let me enjoy my life more. And then now I'm seeing that consistency really does improve the store so much that now I'm getting more into a mindset over the last few months, and with the quarantine and everything, I've gotten more into the mindset where it's I should be even more consistent and productive than I am with them because I see how much growth can happen. But at the same time, even just a little bit consistency completely changed my life. I couldn't imagine making the amount of money that I was making over the past 2 years, at a job with the amount of work that I was putting into it.
It seems to me, Raz, I mean, you don't seem to be in a rush with anything.
Exactly, definitely.
It's
I'm enjoying the ride. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times when I wake up, because I mean, for me, like, I'm just trying to get this done, man. Like, I'm trying to get the big exits, get out of the game. I don't know what I'm gonna do after that. Maybe
Mhm.
maybe live it up. Give away some stuff. All that stuff that comes with a large amount of wealth. I'm just trying to get it done and get it out of the way as quick as possible. So I'm in a rush, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But you don't wake up you just kind of do it. When you catch the wave.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how I live life. But I feel like I'm probably just gonna continue. Um, I'm not the type of person that looks at it like an endpoint or tries to get to an endpoint, because I think like the journey is like the vibe. Like I wanna just kind of see where it goes and what I learn along the way. Like I understand the mindset you guys have, and I think I understand it more and more over time. Like I've given myself time to learn what it takes to like be in business and manage a business. It's because like I didn't know anything about it, so I think over time you learn more and more about like what it takes to be consistent and to be disciplined. But I feel like without maybe like some time of like not knowing how consistent and productive you have to be for me to like learn that. Like I could see you guys being super consistent and productive, but I can't really understand it until like I learned it on my own accord, kind of, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think it's also like being like half Jewish. It's kind of like a neuroticism thing. I feel like, because like what Joe said, I don't know. I guess I don't even know what else I would do. But to me, it's fun to be like competitive, and I'm competitive with myself. That like I want to just go hard and like Joe said, I'm getting blurry. I don't know what that is. Just get it done quick. Like we have the goals, and I don't even know what our goals are anymore. But in the beginning, it was like, just make X amount of money, and I think we make a lot more than that now. But I'm starting to get the feeling that it doesn't actually end, and we've been told that by one of the people that like taught us how to make courses. He's like, yeah, like you think $20,000 a month is a lot, and then he's like, wait till you get $20,000. It's not going to be enough. And
Well,
but
the way I view it is, I feel like I can't. It's hard to, like, for example, I mean, even in the old normal, like what we can go to jujitsu twice, not twice, like 3-4 times a week. We still got our normal work schedules. I could play a game of the game I'm playing, like a couple games a day, if that. I guess the thing is that I feel like I'd rather just focus on one thing at a time to the most capacity I can. That way I can focus fully on something else down the line. I guess that's how I think of that. Whether it will end up being enough in the end, I guess is yet to be seen.
yeah, I think it maybe is a bit different, because like a lot of the things that we teach and we give to our students, like we didn't have these strategies. Like we had to actually go out and find them. So we're constantly in the mode of just blazing trails. And what
No, it's true. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like half the time we spend, I think, is not just doing stuff, it's figuring out what to do to escalate.
Yeah, because you totally do this as a lifestyle. Like you could wake up, have a tea, do some Wim Hof, and by then maybe you got a call coming in. You do the call, you do whatever, ride your bike around, and that's like the perfect way to do things. But for us, I don't know. I feel like I definitely enjoy myself. Like I played video games a lot now, and obviously we travel, and that's not a problem. But I feel like I have to force myself to do those things rather than just taking it easy.
Force yourself to do the
I have to
things
force
take
myself
it
to
easy?
like, yeah, I have to force myself to take it easy. It's not it's not a natural inclination.
Facts.
But for people watching, they may not know that you are not from America. Where are you from?
I'm from Romania. I moved here when I was 8, almost 9. So basically like 9. So yeah, my whole childhood was spent in Romania. So I come from I like grew up in a village, right? So I come from this life that was we didn't have anything. We didn't have money. We had some land, and we had animals, so we would like raise animals, grow vegetables. So I come from a very, very simple kind of life back then. So I never, I could pretty much get by with just like very simple elements of life. So I guess I've never like acted like I need a certain amount of money or stability to be able to enjoy life at its core elements. But yeah, so I guess that gave me a different perspective on life from the beginning, is like coming from like a poor Eastern European country, but and also just giving me a different outlook and perspective, and I guess an artistic kind of vision. And I've made some films about Romania and my family, my culture. So all that stuff is like really important for me. I feel like stuff like that is like my work in film, and that is based on stuff like that is what will like immortalize me more than anything else. Like more than the amount of money that I'll make in my lifetime is what I can leave behind in terms of like inspiration through art or whatever sort of foundations that I can build, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's also. You go first, Joe.
No, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, that's interesting. I guess I kind of have the same thing where I think about, yeah, like I really don't need that much. Thinking about your time living in Romania, but I think living in America, in a sense, you kind of do need more, and I use the word need loosely, because at the end of the day, you don't have. You said you had you had your land, your family was there. You were able to get all your own food, so it's like you don't have those kind of systems set up here in America. So
Exactly.
no matter what,
Not yet.
Not
Exactly.
yet.
Not yet.
So no matter what you need to do, I mean, at least at this point, until something happens, you need to, I guess, have a job, which in turn removes that freedom that you would have in Romania, I guess, because I mean, I think with less stuff comes more freedom, obviously, but
Yeah.
when you have to acquire stuff to live, I think it becomes different, and then you have to consider your time into the whole equation. But Mike, say what you were going to say, but I think we gotta actually start asking him about like his store and stuff.
Okay, well, what I was gonna say was, I guess coming up like from a simpler foundation, I think it does make you more just at ease. Because I mean, if you think about like people from the South that grow up on a farm and stuff like that, like if I talk to those people, say like I've had suppliers that we have had to talk to that are like, well, Mike, I don't think this is in stock. But it's like, I'm like, come on. So it's just I think it's just a more free, you got nothing to worry about. But also, you have passions and things you like to do outside of dropshipping.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is more just of like a means of being able to support yourself, and you have other things you like doing and you like pursuing. For us, this is like all we do. So I don't know if we're going to be immortalized by this. I doubt it. But, this is our hobby and also like our source of income. So, yeah, we'll get to the store, I guess. So what do you want to talk about?
No, I don't know. I just I want to make sure we get to that, because we're just kind of.
We talked about we got to it. He quit his job. Yeah. He made the store in 2018. He started getting sales his first month. And so that 800,000 figure, is that all time or is that this year
Uh,
or
That's
within a year?
that's all
It's all
time
time.
so far.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you haven't even hit the million yet, which
Yeah.
because these revenue numbers are totally frivolous.
Yeah.
Because like honestly, if it's between your store and the store we have with Jared that does like that's like getting to 7 million, I would take your store any day of the week because it's so much easier. It's so
Yeah.
much easier. I mean, you have great margins. That's what I'm saying. Like you've removed all of the headaches. I mean, you still deal with them,
Mm.
but you've removed a lot. And so, like, how many orders would you say you get a month? Like, what do you think your average order value is? That type of thing.
I probably get like between 20 to 30 orders. And order average order value I think is like 1,200, but that's just because some of them are like I do have a few things that sell that are like 200 $300, but the bulk of my sales, like you said, is like $3,000, 5,000. Like just on Monday I had a day where I did like 18,000 in a day. So like they could all come on one day, like right at the end of the month, and that could just change my whole revenue for the month. So it really it's pretty all over the place, but I have like
Yeah.
some really good brands that are consistent every month, which is awesome. And I work with, I think that like the people that I work with, the companies that I work with are like pretty consistent for the most part. So that's all makes it all like a lot easier than something that you could run into.
Yeah. And so, how much you think you spend a day on ads
A day.
or a month? A month.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I probably spend like 2,000 on one store and then like 1,500 on the other store right now around.
Mm-hmm.
So about
Yeah.
like
So I mean,
3,000 to 4,000 a month over both stores.
mhm. So you spend 2,000 a month, and then one day you get 18,000 because you just have these big orders come in, and
Yeah.
that is already, I'm sure, more profit than the
Yeah, that's
entire ad
already
spend for that month.
like I calculated it and that was like 3,600 profit that day.
Yeah. So I know you keep a lot of profit and you have good suppliers, and I know your margins are pretty good as well. So that's why I'd say like I'd take your store over if I had a pick. I'm not gonna steal your store. If there was an ultimatum, and someone had a gun to my head and they said you have to work on one of these stores now. But also, you don't have any employees. You do everything yourself.
Yeah. So that's another thing with the stores, both of them, especially the newer one, is that they still have so much potential for growth. Like there's so many things that I haven't applied that you guys have, like especially all the SEO stuff. So everything has been like basically off ads, and there's still probably so many more suppliers that I can get and so much that I could do to strengthen the stores. Um, and yeah, probably like getting an employee would also free up my mind to be able to do that stuff more. So that's like something that's on the horizon for me now as I get more comfortable with everything. But like that's kind of like what I said before though about just gaining the mindset. It's like you actually have to gain it over time. Like I could see you guys with the mindset of like having the business and having employees and everything that you manage, but I can't really understand it until I get to that like a similar point myself, like through my own journey. So I feel like I remember like I do have people like upload products and stuff, and I remember like when you first suggested that, I was kind of like nervous about like how am I going to tell these people how to upload it? Like, how am I going to communicate with them until you do it? And then you understand that it's like, you could be casual. You could tell them what you need. That sort of stuff is like, so that I had to gain that mindset to be able to like tell someone what I needed to get products uploaded. And I guess I'm going through that same thing now with like getting an employee or, down the road, you learn by doing rather than by, like I could understand the mindset, but I can't like apply it until I'm really like at that point mentally myself.
Yeah, you got to take the leap. But I
Yeah.
felt like that too in the beginning. I, would have never pictured how like the amount of employees we have now, and it seems so far ahead, and it's something you don't want to do. And just hiring that first employee even was like painful because it's just like you don't know what you're doing and how am I going to train them, all these things. And now it's just like we just pop them in and pop them out.
Yeah.
So Raz, with your ad spend and the fact that you're spending the money and then you get hit with these big sales, do you have points throughout the month or whatever where you're like biting your nails and you're like, haven't had a sale yet, and then it boom 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 it all hits at once? Do you go through like maybe like a week of that, a couple days where you get a little nervous, or was it like that in the beginning and now it's consistent? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so it was definitely like that at the beginning, where I would be like sometimes even going like 2-3 weeks without a big sale, and then I would get nervous, stuff like that. Definitely like right at the beginning, and then like even after things started getting more consistent, there would be dips here and there where I would like feel like that. But now things have evened out. It's pretty consistent. Like I'm not worried about it. I have faith that even if it's not coming right now, it will come. Pause. But it's it's gotten more consistent. I still think that the second store has a long way to go to be as consistent as the first one that I've had more success with. But yeah, I'm not really worried about it anymore.
What do you think brought that level of consistency over time? Because I've been trying to think about this. My wife recently started a store, and it's very, very different than the way that we usually do things. It's not even the way we teach things. It's like basically all generic keywords. And recently got a sale, which was good. But I know if we were to do things the way we would do things, it would just, we would have had like 1 million sales by now. So what do you think it is that gives you so much faith now? Is it the fact that you've had a large buildup of customers to the store? Like, for example, maybe say you had a couple thousand visitors last month, and now this month comes, a couple of those visitors from last month get more serious. They come back to the site, and now it's on a little bit of a lag. So what do you think has brought that consistency over time? Has it been tweaking your ads, or a combination of everything? What do you think is going on with that?
Definitely tweaking the ads. Also, like the buildup of suppliers that you just get over time is, just like hitting, like getting chiropractic tables was like a, well, just getting a certain type of product. It changes up. So basically, you could add like a whole new audience to what you're doing by just getting a certain supplier with a certain type of product. So that builds up over time, I guess. Different suppliers, that's made it a lot more consistent. And yeah, just learning more about ads consistently, like checking the ads and tweaking them, learning from Mike on a lot of that stuff with like the more specific ad stuff. But I think it's a mix of things.
A lot of suppliers that maybe what you started off with in the beginning, I don't think has necessarily been what you have now. So like, even though you said like a product type that you sell, there's people that, you can try and do that, but you may not get it. You may not get in with these people because it's hard to get in with a lot of suppliers. And you've done a good job at, like, I know you've gone to meetings in person with different suppliers, and you've done a lot of work over time to get these more exclusive ones. So in turn, you're getting better suppliers. But has your ad spend gone up and your visitors gone up, or has that been consistent for a long time?
I think it's been consistent now, probably for like the last 6 months, not including the whole like COVID situation and when it hit, but leading up to that and after that, like that's been pretty consistent, like the ad spend and the amount of visitors. But it definitely took a while to build up to that.
But so I guess trying to dive more into Joe's question, has the amount of visitors on your site consistently gone up over month, and you think that's led to more sales, or do you think there's also maybe visitors have been consistent, but the longevity of your store, more people are coming back, and that's what's bringing up sales?
Yeah, I think the amount of visitors hasn't changed much, but really, I guess it's like I have more products that are more likely to sell, if that makes any sense. Like I'm
So you think you've switched up suppliers maybe in the like along the way to sort of optimize around things that sell better?
Yeah, I think so. And like what what suppliers that I do more ads for and stuff like that. I'm kind of like honing in on what I know works and trying to get more of that more consistently. So I think that's what's made like the sales grow even with a similar amount of ad spend. And because like I'll run a bunch of ads, and then if I see like a certain brand isn't selling, like I'll either like pause the bids or lower the bids and then like up it on something that I know is selling, and then I get better returns off that. Stuff like that.
Yeah, and we're not partnered on your stores in any way. Like we don't make anything from your sales. So for people wondering that, but I do have access to your store here, and I am looking at the sessions over time, and so there does actually seem to be a bit of an upward trajectory minus COVID. So it has slightly gone up over time.
Yeah,
but like you said, sure. Obviously you can't just look at traffic as the entire story, because it's also about what are you driving traffic to and what are the search terms people are coming for. So to take it back to Joe's wife's store, that's a bit of a different situation because we don't have a lot of data. We don't even know how long the shopping cycle may be. We don't know what keywords work. We don't know what products work. And so, it's almost like doing everything on hard mode. Whereas with the typical way that we teach things, you have brands that have their own search volume. And so you automatically know that it's quality traffic, and you can just immediately start bringing in people who are lower down on the buying cycle.
Exactly, yeah.
So, anything else to say, Joe?
So, I mean, we're at this point, like, what's your kind of vision for what you're gonna do in the future at this point? Is it kind of just, you think you're gonna like take it easy, or just do what you're doing? Are you gonna ramp it up more? Just what's going on?
I think I'm in the mindset of ramping it up. There's definitely a lot of things that I want to try. Like I said, with like SEO stuff that you guys have started teaching more, stuff like that. I definitely want to apply more to both stores. There's a lot of room for more suppliers on the second store, so I definitely want to go in on that. As far as like maybe even another store in the future, like that's an option as well. But I've also started kind of like now that which is kind of like a testament that I wanted to give for like these online businesses and like stuff like the models that you guys teach, is that it could really like, even though I may not be as passionate about online business as you guys are, I think it's really cool in how it could help you like build a little capital for yourself in ways that are like kind of proven. Like I always say, like what you guys do, because I know you well and I see the success you've had, it's like that shows that it's like proven to me in a way. So like I'll do that and I'll put the effort forth with what you teach because I know I'll get results from it. And then with those results, I could maybe try something that's like more of like a risk or like an ambitious type of project. Like me and another friend of mine are doing like a proprietary blend supplement thing, which is
boom. Look at this.
Exactly.
You got a potion.
Potions.
I drank
Mr. Vaughn's potion.
Proven.
It works.
so so now that I see I have a little capital for myself, I'm more ambitious to maybe try new business models. I've also started like learning and gonna attempt doing with my brother the land stuff that Mike and Joe have been talking about. So I think the sky's the limit. Like once, like I think it's an easy way to kind of get in the business game, and it opens up like once you have the business mindset, I feel like you could apply it to anything. So even if I don't end up being like a online business mogul like you guys are, or like that I even have the desire to be like like teaching it forward or anything like that, I'll do it on my own like scale, and then maybe I'll definitely use what I learned about business through this stuff to apply it to different ideas that I have. And like what we were talking about, like living off the land and having your own land and stuff, like that's one of my life goals that I want to go hard at to achieve, is like having a house with land where I could just like grow all my own food. That's like my main goal. So I'm gonna go as hard as I need to make that happen, like within like the foreseeable future, because I want to like set up this decade to just be like, like bow, like movie, and just go viral the whole decade.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's the American dream, right? You immigrate, you start a business, you buy some land, and then that's it. You're set up. So
yeah, exactly.
This is really it. You escape communism, and now we're living the life. So yeah, I mean that's awesome. Should we get to some comments or chats?
Yeah, I want to say one more thing, which kind of plays off what you said, Raz. It's kind of unfortunate. I don't know if unfortunate is the right word, but like you need money to like actually do anything. Like it's hard to have any sort of impactful thing, like I guess on the scale of like a bigger picture, whether you want to like give back or like live off the land or like do something kind of outside of the box. It's really hard to do it if you don't have the money to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of the problem. I think people, I guess money, I view it as kind of like the foundation for all these big things that are possible.
Yeah, I mean, you go to the arcade, you slide your dollars in, and then you get the coins, and boom, you can play. And that's really how it is in the real world. It's like you don't have any coins. Yeah. Maybe you can only play one game of Tekken, and then if you don't win that, you're done.
Yeah.
And so and that's the problem. But that's why dropshipping is so great, because it doesn't take that much to play, and the returns can be so big. And I remember, one of your first couple sales, Raz, you were like, I can't believe it took me 2 weeks to make this at my job.
Thanks.
And it's like, because you just got it instantly. And whereas you'd have to work 80 hours of just like misery to get that same amount. It's a game changer, I think, mentally, like more than any book you'll read, more than whatever, just seeing that happen in real life and not having to spend your time to get the chips. Boom. Chips has come in. You're buying land. You have equity. You have potions. There's that's how it is, and that's why dropshipping is. That's why we talk about it so much.
Yeah, in today's the new normal, you got things are going down. Like regular businesses are not doing well, or getting shut down or burned down, or all these bad things. And I think when you have that mind, like starting a local physical store business is a absolute huge risk. I mean, I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's something maybe you should do if you're not putting it all on the table. I think everyone has I hate the stupid word, entrepreneur. The entrepreneur mindset is you got to put it all on the table, and like you're taking this big risk. But especially in the world of online business, or like I don't quite view it like that. I think that even you should never put it all on the table. You should be able to build up slowly and design your business in a way where you get a lot for your time. And online business is a great way to do that. But I mean, I'm sure there are so many other businesses, service-based businesses, that you don't need a physical location, to do that kind of stuff. But it's about being in that frame of mind of, all right, I don't want to lose my tokens, because if I lose my tokens, then I can't play.
Can't play.
Yeah.
My mom's not gonna give me any more tokens. She's like,
You know what it's
but
like?
yeah, I think. What?
Do you remember that machine? You know when you go to those arcade machines and it's got like, so there's a bunch of like coins and they're like sliding back and forth and it looks like they're about to fall off and you have to just put one more quarter in there and then it'll all come, but it never comes. I feel like that's what like risking it all on a risky business is. Because that's what it's like. It's like you got, whenever you're in the arcade and you got your last few coins and you want to throw them in that machine, it never happens.
That's a good physical business.
That arcade.
Those coin machines.
No, just having an arcade.
I keep seeing a YouTube ad for this woman, and she's like talks about all these ATMs that she has.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's
be a good gig.
right there.
It's probably because we're talking about dollar store franchises. But yeah, I think we need a new word that's not entrepreneur. I don't know. We got to think of it.
Yeah.
Easapreneur.
Yeah. Same E.
I want to say one more thing about this point. What we were saying before, how that guy had told us, you're going to be making this amount. Once you make this much amount of money, it doesn't seem like enough, and it never does. And I think it's because you start out and you just want to be able to do this. You want to be able to pay rent, whatever, and then you start making more, and there's more things you can do with it, and there's more impact you can have, like you were saying, Joe. And now all of a sudden I feel like we're supporting the lives of like 24 people through all these employees we have. And it's just the impact grows and grows. And now it's like you can actually give your family generational wealth, and you can give back to other people that aren't necessarily your family, and you can own land. And it's like the more that you keep earning, the more opportunities pop up to sort of get ahead. So that's all I have to say about that.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess let's get to the comments. Start from the
Pretty
top.
big stream today. I think people like when we have people on like this. So
I think the intro is making it happen.
yeah,
I think it has.
I think we're going viral for sure.
Movie.
This is definitely a movie. All right. So we'll start from the top. If you have questions for Raz, or you got something to say it now. Forever hold your peace. We got Paul L in here. He said, "Did you guys read Google Ads' latest announcement? They are taking away the ability to see search terms that don't have a lot of searches, meaning you won't be able to negative list them. I'd link to the article, but don't want to spam. This only applies to search terms with few searches." Well, I haven't seen that announcement, and so I would need to read it to fully understand what you're talking about. But if you've run Google Ads before, you'll see that sometimes Google doesn't even report all the things that you get search terms for. So it will say like other search terms, and then there'll be like 5 things you got clicks for in there and like a bunch of stuff. And on that same token, you can't go and do negative keywords for that. And so I'd like to see this article. You can link it. But I'm not too concerned about it, because if something doesn't get much search volume, that means it's probably not going to be popping up that much. And all you need is like one thing to pop up to essentially eradicate it through negative keywording. So I don't want to get too technical there, but I don't think that's an issue. Johan said, "Joe, that Peloton looks unused."
I mean, I use it pretty frequently. I don't know what to tell you. I used it today.
You should be using it right now.
It's pretty new though, right? So
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. Actually, it gets really sweaty sometimes, and then it just like dries really quick.
Yeah, I don't know what he expects it to look like. It doesn't move.
Yeah.
You want it to have dents or like
It's got
rust or something?
It's got a water bottle on it. You can't really see it, but yeah. I hit a PR today, so like, get out of here. Get out of my face.
Yeah.
A PR
You're
on
banned.
what?
Banjo, huh?
Just like a 30-minute on like my 30-minute best output.
Like how much mileage
time
you got?
trials.
It's not really based on the output. The PRs aren't based on mileage. They're based on output. So like the resistant.
Watts?
Yeah, they're based on like watts, like the amount of power you generate. I don't know. I don't know exactly.
Tim says in all caps, everything is echoing.
Damn.
Really?
The whole time?
I don't know what the
I
hell
don't
he's
think.
talking
I don't
about.
think it would have been.
We're all wearing headphones. Tim, what are you is Tim lying? Is Tim just causing commotion again? Please let us know. Okay, we're gonna move on. Teeth Health Central. I don't know where he is in the elite fleet. He comes back and he just drops bombs. Now he has an employee and he doesn't do anything anymore. And he doesn't even have time to analyze his ads because he has a full-time job, but this guy comes in, makes a store, he starts making sales, goes away, and now he has an employee. He doesn't even care anymore. He's taking to these. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, Teeth Health was a good example of a student that would bombard. So it was before we actually had the elite fleet. Was when he would sign up, and he would bombard us every day with an email. He would send us like a 1-sentence email, like, "How do I open the screen?" Like something like crazy. And so, yeah, he's come a long way. I'm so proud of you, Teeth Health. I really am.
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't update us more.
He's busy, man. It makes me tear up actually when I think about him.
Maybe we'll get him on the podcast and you can cry in real time.
I would love for him to come on.
All right, Teeth Health, you heard it here.
Yeah, hit us up.
Mark said, hit us up, Teeth Health. Mark said, Raz, when you started your ads, did you have much of a budget? I've saved $10K and wondering if that's a good starting point.
$10,000? I think that would definitely be a good starting point for ads. I didn't have anything saved up for that. I think in the first few hundred that I spent, I got a sale, so definitely go for it. I was like setting my ads, I think like $25 a day at the beginning until I started getting sales, so I definitely worked my way up from that. So just feel it out, I'd say.
Yeah, look, if you have $10,000 and if you spend $1,000 of that total over starting the store, doing the ads, whatever, and you haven't made a sale yet, like stop what you're doing. I'd hope you're in our course and you're in the elite fleet so we can talk it out with you, but you should have your first sales before you've spent $1,000.
Yeah.
You should be profitable by then. If not, you're doing something wrong. And, sidetrack actually. Raz, when you started that first store, I really didn't even know what I was doing either. I kind of just said like, here, this is what I'm doing. Like, you can try it if you want. And you guys did, you and your brother. Mm-hmm. And it wound up, you guys, I guess, weren't profitable. And, so you had to stop it.
The 2016 one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And so looking back, I remember looking at your ads, like trying to help you guys out. And I had no idea what I was doing. I think now, if we had the right tools available and like you guys had the right knowledge to begin with, like, do you feel like that store would have succeeded?
Definitely.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
I think we could bring it back. I honestly think we could. Definitely. Like, just looking back, like I think we already had like a few good suppliers that would have gotten us sales if we just knew what we were doing with the consistency and like just like the ad setup. Because we had no idea, like if you didn't even know much about ads, we were like trying it ourselves, and we were just like a mess with it. But we even got like a sale or two on that store. So I definitely.
You did. You got some big ones. Some big ones. But I remember looking at your account, and it was like all of your like the majority of your clicks, like 90%, were just to one product. It was just like to some garbage product.
Yeah.
And And so I mean that's like people join the elite fleet and they're like, oh, why am I not making money? And that's why we made that troubleshooting module, because they all are doing the same thing. They're all doing that. They're all just running traffic to like one thing, or it's all mobile, it's all non-branded, all this stupid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Now, 2020 Vaughn would have made that store succeed for sure.
Definitely.
So Focused is in here and says, what payment processor does he use? Is his store niche specific?
Yeah, I got a niche. It's more of like a general kind of niche in certain industries. But I use the Shopify payments. I have PayPal on there. I got Klarna for financing, and that's about it. Yeah, Shopify payments hasn't given me issues like it has other people recently, so I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, and so I mean, you started in 2018 when people weren't having issues back then.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why you got to get in now. But yeah, well, so I don't think your store is niche specific, because you do have a lot of avenues you can branch out into. Mm-hmm. So someone comes in, they try to steal your niche. They don't even know how many niches you have under your belt.
Yeah, they don't.
And that's why I love your stores so much, because there's just like so much room to grow if you wanted to do that, and you're not tied down to doing one particular thing. So, definitely. Yeah, Teeth Health said thanks for that product. I'll be on it next week. And Focus said, edit that for your mans. Listen, it doesn't matter. No one's even listening.
They could have it.
Sean Noonan said movie. He also said upward trajectory due to going viral. That is indeed true. Tim said that's my favorite arcade game. I guess referring to the coin thing. He said when I was in high school, I was going to start a gumball vending machine business. Yeah. Very good.
That's high ticket right there.
Yeah, for
25 cents.
I guess you know what, the margins on a gumball are probably pretty good.
Better be near 100.
It's probably a fraction of a cent per gumball, so it's like for every gumball.
Yeah, well, the business might be like leasing them to the stores.
No, I think the way that works actually, because I think it works this way with vending machines, is you actually pay like the store like rent or something, and then you come and you collect your stuff.
Okay, that could be the case too. I've someone I feel like was asking about vending machines as like a niche recently, and I feel like it can't work because of that. It's like a particular. It's not like, oh, you just ship it and then it's done. There's like a whole thing behind it.
But I kind of like, I don't want to do it myself, because I wouldn't like if I had someone where I could just give them money and I'd like go find where to set up the gumball machine, and then I know it's going to bring a certain return in a certain amount of time, I would do it. But it seems like a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean, that's the easypreneur move right there. Yeah. Richard said, Felicitari frate. I don't know. We gotta translate that. Oh, is that Romanian?
Felicitari frate. That's like congratulations, brother.
Felicitari.
Yeah, we got a Romanian in the cut.
Like a frat house.
Yeah. That's what's up. You're reaching, yo. You're reaching across the globe. You got it.
Oh yeah. We are. We have a global audience.
Like Pitbull, we're international.
Yeah. Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah.
Focus said ghost clicks. Yeah, I don't care about the ghost clicks.
What's that? What is that?
I think he's referring to what Paul was saying about how it doesn't report.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think Google would do something that like would actually hinder someone's ability to analyze and improve their ads, because it's not it makes no sense for them to do as a business, because they want people to spend more money, and so they want people to have more control and not necessarily more control, but like any tool that will give someone more confidence to spend more money, I think will be beneficial in their business. So Sean Noonan said, "Do you think the custom clothing niche is sustainable? Free shipping and it's virtually free." Well, Sean, if you're watching this, if you want to go and promote your clothing brand right now,
Crumbs.
Yeah.
Crumbs,
you're free to come and do so.
The custom clothing niche?
Yeah.
Oh, on screen?
Here you can plug yourself. So yeah, welcome on the show, Sean Noonan.
Crumbs.com. It's virtually free shipping all the time. I don't make any money off of this. It's the lowest price you're ever gonna get it. You probably see Joe and Mike wearing this a lot, and it's my face. Crumbs.com with a V. CRVMBS.com. Take it easy.
Thank you.
Money. No
Thank
money
you for that.
being made of that.
Yeah, guys, if you want any of the shirts that we wear, there you go. CRVMBS.com. That was pretty funny.
I just put it in the chat.
Viral.
That's the way to advertise these days. Brian said, "Just got my first sale. If the item is in stock, it was yesterday." Boom. Brian only started his ads a few days ago. I think I had a coaching call with him on Friday, and now maybe he started them a few days before that. Was doing things a bit off. I think there was some confusion, and we cleared it up. And look at that, he's making sales. And Brian, even if it's not in stock, you got it. They're not. They're gonna keep it. Trust me. So
Trust.
Tim had screamed about us echoing. Sean said it's not echoing. Paul said it's not echoing. Johan said it's not echoing. And Tim retracted his message. So what do you know? And then Johan said, "We need to have an Elite Fleet barbecue." Like a virtual one?
You guys gotta have like those, the bow
What's that?
resorts. You guys gotta have like the bow fucking resorts where you everyone pays the price, comes through, chills for a weekend.
Yeah, like a retreat.
Yeah.
We're gonna need a retreat now that you just got us demonetized by cursing. No, I'm just kidding.
I wanted to do a meetup in like New York City, but now not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, BowCon is coming soon. Everyone has to dress up as their favorite online business guru.
Online business cosplay.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm going as Anton.
I don't know if other people find this stuff funny, but
I'm going as Kevin Zhang.
yeah, you're gonna get canceled for that, Joe. All right. Enter Ecom is late again, and Enter Ecom, I'm losing patience for you. So you can't come in here after 10 minutes, 5 minutes. You don't like what we're talking about, leave. You know, after 10 minutes, if Enter Ecom isn't here, that's it. That's it. I'm done. So Tim says, "Get a bunch of high schoolers to go around and restock for you." Oh, I guess he's talking about the gumball machine stuff. Yeah, I'm sure there's a way to do it. I'm sure there's a way to do it. But does it meet our the business criteria? We need a phrase for that, Joe. We need a phrase for the six things.
Do we not have one?
We don't have one yet.
What's the acronym? I thought there was one. There was one.
Is it chill?
I don't.
We didn't go public with it.
I remember the word. I don't know. I gotta check the deck.
Check it.
Where's my acronym at?
Oh, all right, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think on the spot.
Z is a
We should've
hard
got
one.
Viral.
Z is
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
tough
do
one.
it for Vaughn. What about for Vaughn? VAHN.
Very. amazing.
High ticket. Now. There you go.
Very amazing.
So Focus said, LOL, BBQ, virtual BBQ, COVID's outside, LOL. Yeah, we should have an indoor BBQ. Light their grills indoors. Tim said, I'm heading to Tulum next month and renting a place for the whole month. And if anyone wants to come.
Pause.
Sean said, very amazing high ticket niche. There you go.
I was thinking that too.
I like that. Get it on the screen. I don't know. What is Tulum? Is that in like Africa? Tim said I'm LOLing. Sean said, or my Sean said I'm going as Mike. Very nice. Virtual assistants hired now.
I would love to do that would be so if the cosplay thing is so good. Like, I think I could do a good wholesale Ted impression. I don't know if anyone knows who she is, but probably not.
Wholesale Ted is a woman?
Yeah. Sarah Crisp.
Or
Where
does
does
Ted
Ted
come
come
in?
from?
I have no idea.
Is that an acronym?
I honestly have no idea.
Oh, I think we invented acronyms.
Brian says Wayhoo, it's in stock. 35.
I think it's woohoo!
Woohoo! $3,500 sale.
Boom!
Good job, Brian.
Woo!
Half the profit.
How many widgets you got to sell on Amazon to do that?
For real.
Yeah, Brian was a former Amazon guy. I think he still does it,
He
but
still does it. He's trying to.
now he's
transition.
diversified. He's gonna be a trans Amazon man soon.
Yeah. Send an email to Jeff. Be like, in your face.
Jeff.
Jeff at Amazon.com.
Is that really
Everyone,
it?
yeah, it is. It's not like he answers.
So down
Jeff.
to earth.
I guess back in the day there was only one Jeff,
Yeah.
but
200 billion. Crazy.
11,000. Joe, you say it.
I could do this one. $1,175 profit. Good job, Brian.
Boom,
Damn, that's viral. He did it.
boom. What do you think, Brian? What do you think? I think that's a nice day. That's a nice day at the office, you know.
I think that he.
I mean, Raz, actually, if you didn't quit your job, you might have gotten laid off from all this COVID. Obviously, things stopped shipping from China. Probably.
Yeah,
You were in a very volatile space.
for sure.
Who knows where you'd be?
Yeah. I can't imagine.
You might. I mean, you're in your mom's basement right now. You might be in your mom's backyard. Because as we all know, dropshipping doesn't work. All the SEO terms were taken in 2006. So this is this.
That's your terms.
And Brian is not sneezing. My Sean is not sneezing. Listen, get the Claritin. Yes, I mean it's been 70 minutes.
Oh wow.
Chats
That was
are coming to a halt. Yeah, it goes by quick, right?
It really does, yeah.
The camera adds 15 pounds. You know? So, I guess, Raz, you have anything you want to plug? Anywhere you want people to find you?
Yeah, I'll leave them off with an overall statement about what I've learned from this stuff is so I grew up like with I came into my adulthood with like a really like a artist inclined mindset where I was like, I really want to make art, but it was kind of like everyone like has this narrative that it's like art versus business, like like you're a sellout if you like business, you know, a true artist, like the starving artist narrative and all that stuff. But really, I think that's all like misinformation. I think that was like a hurdle that I had to get over, and like getting into business. And like when I actually started doing business, I realized that it's the same exact thing mentally as like making a film for me. Because I do everything myself in filmmaking. I had to like create my own opportunities and create everything myself. And I think that I do everything myself, but learning from others. And I think I pretty much did the same thing with the stores. Like it took the same sort of mindset, and I realized that like that's the way to do it. Like to feel more comfortable and confident as an artist, you need to have like a financial backing that you build on your own, where you don't need to depend on somebody financing you to create a project. You kind of like finance yourself through the things you're doing that are separate from the actual art, but they both come from the same mind and from the same like kind of discipline and actions and stuff. So yeah, like I think, you know, like once you have financial freedom, you have the freedom to like make your dreams come true. So if I would say, you know, like if you want to find me at the Vaughn Group on Instagram, making these films.
I think you better spell that out.
Yeah, so the Vaughn Group, TheVahn Group, the Vaughn Group. Instagram is like pretty much the only social media that I use right now, so I post my art on there. Yeah, basically, I think that I definitely encourage everyone to try something like dropshipping, because it doesn't take the risk that any other like conventional business would have in the past. And like just my personal perspective, like what I do on a day-to-day basis and like the things like my ambitions, if it was in any other time period but now, it would be like extremely hard. Like first off, owning a business was harder. Like say, like think about like the 70s. If somebody wanted to open a business, like how much of a risk they'd have to take by like renting out space, buying inventory and all this stuff to like try to make their money back. And the same thing with a film. Like it was like really expensive to have a camera, to buy the film for it, to film something. Now we literally have cell phones. Like I've made both my film career and my business career basically from an iPhone. Like for that to be possible is crazy. Like we need to take advantage of this stuff, and just express ourselves. Like it doesn't have to be a specific thing. You just gotta kind of like look outside the box and see how much is possible now. We don't have the limitations that there once was on generations before us, so we gotta take advantage of that and not let it go to waste. Instead of just like looking at our social media feeds all day, like utilize the stuff that's like our laptops and the computers in our pockets to actually like create a future for ourselves and future generations. And yeah, we have a lot of potential right now to do great things. We gotta take advantage of that, I'd say.
Absolutely. And yeah, once you can create financial freedom for yourself, then nobody can make you compromise, because you're your own source.
Exactly. Yeah.
So thank you for that. That was great. And I think that's how we should end it. So thank you guys. And as always, take it easy.
Take it easy. Bow.